Hello, everybody. Zeidoktor here with Typical Manga Fan, and following our 1 week break for Golden Week chapters, we're coming back with One Piece chapter 825, the W.E. Times comic strip. And our cover page this week, showing everybody the Straw Hats are connected to, we have the Old Men of Wetheria, who want Nami to tell them they're looking stylish the next time they see her, so they're all spiffy. I like the fact that the second from the right has a law hat.
Let me see. Second one from the right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Then you have the guy with the polka dot suit.
Yeah, they look weird.
Yes. This is like Doctor Who outfits material right here.
Do you think Nami's gonna be like, what the frick are you guys wearing?
Well, I don't know. The main guy there in the middle, I forget his name, is pretty looking good.
Well, at least they're wearing something.
Yeah. And they just wore robes last time, I think, but yeah. Anyway, the chapter proper begins on Big Mom's singing ship. And it's kind of funny here. It looks like it's singing along with the birds. And those birds look like the Kanjuro painted them. No, I mean literally, they look exactly like the one he's flying around in Dressrosa.
The birds?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, they do.
Anyway, we got some chess piece soldiers running around on the ship as well. And we're getting some exposition from Vito. The, who One Piece podcast has pegged as the Fire Tank Pirates local intern. But seriously, there's like, there's this comic strip that runs in the World Economic Times. It's got giant fantastical robots in it. Sora, Warrior of the Sea. I've been reading it for as long as I can remember. Sora, a hero who can walk on the waters of the ocean, along with a transforming robot and his pet seagull. And the railroad there is actually just him is doing his tongue thing. Fight the evil armies of the Germa 66. It's a tale of seafaring heroes, popular world over. As far as I've heard, it's supposed to be based on the exploits of Marine heroes, basically an attempt at brainwashing little kids to idolize the Marines. Make them think the Marines are always fighting for the just cause and that they're strongest there is. But none of that stuff caught my fancy. I was always drawn to the Germa itself, the evil army that spares no effort in chasing down and trying to defeat Sora.
He talks too much.
Yeah, well, it's exposition, so what are you gonna do? Plus, he's a fanboy.
Not listen.
Well,
which I think what Sanji's doing.
Yeah. Plus, he's a fanboy. Anyway,
yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah. So anyway, at the same time, like he's all excited about meeting an actual member of the Germa 66 in the flesh, which offends Sanji because he doesn't consider himself to be a member of them.
And the thing is, that he left when he was like hella young. So was he even like at all a member? Even when he was back before then?
He could be. Also, it seems like everything on Big Mom's ship seems to be alive because like even the doors like has to be woken up to open. Door.
Is this like an Alice in Wonderland thing?
I think that's the motif they're going for sure.
Because they have Candyland, and that's kind of like a weird thing.
Yeah, and also you have the chess piece soldiers, like playing card guys.
Yeah, well, but the weird card is that the playing cards are actually Kaido.
Huh? They are?
Well, yeah, because you had Joker.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And then you had like
Steve said Jinrami. You're right about that. That's right. And apparently Sanji's sharing his room with Caesar, who's in a cage, right where he belongs. Yeah. Of course, they're giving Sanji like the red carpet treatment. Like he's the man that'll bring the Vinsmoke and Charlotte families together. He's worth his weight in gold. But Sanji's insistent that even though he's seen the picture of Pudding and Goggler, he is not marrying anybody. Now get the hell out.
He wants to be free.
Yep.
He doesn't want to be Venom. Anyway, so next page. Next panel. Next panel, we have a guy named Gotti. Gee, who is he a reference to? And who is the Fire Tank Pirates killer? And he's like really pissed off.
Yeah, he doesn't like seeing his buddy Vito getting bad mouthed or getting mouthed off to. Of course, Vito's like, no, don't hurt him. Of course, it's at this moment that someone else it's like he's all aggressive and sounds like, yeah, whatever. Of course, at this point, someone else runs in who looks very familiar, but not quite the same as someone we met before.
Yep, we all know who that is.
Yep, Duval. Nah, seriously, it's pretty much a look-alike of Lola from Thriller Bark, which definitely puts the points towards that old theory of Lola being Big Mom's child.
Anyway, so who is she again? Is she the sister or
this person here?
Yeah.
We don't know. Like at the very least, we're being introduced to her, and then And presumably she's a child. If she is like one of Big Mom's daughters, she might be married to someone on there, because she's referring to Baze as father, which is how they refer to the members of the members of the gang referred to him. Also, Gotti just like is like, oh crap, when as soon as he bursts in.
Yeah. So Lola's mom is Big Mom, right?
I think we can safely, if we weren't already assuming that, it's a pretty safe assumption at this point.
I mean this is exactly the reason why this panel's there. I mean, there's no other. I mean, there's no like direct word-to-word confirmation, but I mean, I think we all of us would be like, okay, we all know who the mom is now.
And Sanji actually seems to note the resemblance too.
Yeah, so it's really in your face about it.
Well, I mean, it's not like Sanji to forget what a woman looked like, Kokoro notwithstanding.
Well, Lola's not exactly the best looker.
But that doesn't mean Sanji would forget her.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't traumatize him like Kokoro did. And even then, he's not like so much that he forgot her. It's just like trauma. Anyway, a few days later, on the Thousand Sunny, the sun is blistering, the sea is boiling, nobody's eaten, and they're just all swelled up and burning. Oh my god, Luffy.
Yeah, and then Nami and Carrot are in the shade.
Yeah, well, and Carrot's justified because and Peckham's too.
And Peckham's too, because apparently minks don't do well in heat.
For the same reason as Chopper.
Oh yeah, because he has a lot of hair.
Yeah, they're all furry, so it just heats them up too badly. I like Brook here. At this rate, I'll end up a mummy. A mummy. Hey, Nami, wouldn't that be a little like Resurrection, but in my own particular way?
Yeah. So yeah, there's like, give me some food, provide me nourishment, blah blah blah. And basically they can't get food because they're like dying.
Yeah. So it's up to them to actually fist them, and they're getting desperate enough that Luffy's remembering the old joke about Chopper being emergency provisions.
He's pulling a bridge Goku, basically.
Yeah. I want to eat your dragon.
Or reindeer in this case. So everyone's dying, and then oh look, something's flowing. What is it? Everyone's all excited, and they got
a big ass fish.
Yeah, it's really big. And they're like, yeah, woo! And it's like, oh, can I even off? Is it edible? And then Chopper's gonna take a look at it and make sure that it's good and edible.
He goes to Sanji's locker, digs through all the dirty magazines to find the cookbooks.
And then it turns out, nope, the skin is coated in a deadly poison.
Which does not for a moment stop Luffy.
Yeah, so he ate the skin, and yeah, not doing so well. Although the rest of the fish is still good to eat, so everyone's eating it. The Luffy himself is not really doing so well.
Yeah, and apparently Nami made it following Sanji's recipe exactly, so that's why it's very good for them. Luffy, however, is swimming at the mouth and just now he's freezing cold because of the poison. Funny thing is, once again, they kind of mention the whole issue with Luffy and poison resistance.
Yeah, Magellan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still not doing so well.
The poison sort of killed him instantly.
Yeah, so, yeah, the immunity kind of helps him out a bit. Let's see, and so, it's a ride the light, it's so beautiful. Don't go to the light at the end of the tunnel, Luffy!
Yep, and at this point, they start seeing the cotton candy snow that Sanji mentioned before. Nami even refers to them as saccharine clouds.
And so Peckham basically points out that he's probably in Big Mom's territory right now.
Right, and we're even seeing the little territorial sea slug thing emitting signals around because there's phone snails going off the hook.
Yeah. So basically they are now in Big Mom's territory, and he says I think it's best you guys disguise yourselves or hide. Mm-hmm. And then he spots a Tart ship. Which is basically a scouting ship.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, I'll follow protocol procedure. Everyone stay quiet.
Yep.
And then, but then these guys are like, oh, I assume you got. This is actually turns out it's Germa. So Germa speaking.
Yep.
I assume you lot of the Star Hat crew, and it turns out it's the Germa 66 ship with someone who looks eerily like Sanji.
Yep. Curly eyebrow and all.
Yeah, on board, and everyone's like, holy shit.
You want to know something I didn't notice until just now? Because I usually kind of skim these chapters kind of quickly the first time around. Their ship looks like a phone snail.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey. So anyway, that's where the chapter ends. Basically, the German 66 ship has shown up. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Is it Germa, like Germany, or Germa? I think this was brought up when it first came on here, but
I have no idea.
Anyway, like I said, the crew is encountering the Germa 66 ship. Luffy is out from poison, so he's not going to be helpful in the action, which is kind of the thing we get to see a bit here.
I want to see the rest of the crew in action. I want to see Nami and Chopper.
Yeah, and that's probably part of why he's out.
Yeah, and I want to see what Kara can do too. She's
Yeah.
like a little bit of a wild card there.
Yep.
But here's the thing though. Well, first off, One Piece on break. Come on, we just had a break.
Well, that was a holiday. This is actually an Oda break, but yeah.
Well, no, that's what
feel
I'm
for
saying.
you.
For him, he had 2 breaks then. He had a Golden Week break and he had his own break. So it's kind of like what?
Excellent. I have a couple questions for you. One is from a post from one of our commenters last week, or not last week, like our last One Piece video, and one's a question of my own. Well, we kind of discussed this briefly right before the video, but a post on our last episode for One Piece. Let's see. Let me get his name in here real quick, just to give him the little shout out he deserves. I had the article up, but not the actual thing here. Here we go. Just shadow, it says here. He put a post on there about how Momonosuke and all of his stuff is kind of like lining up with the old Momotaro fairy tale. And that's not surprising in itself because they've kind of set up that he's all related to it. His kimono, I think, even has peaches on it. But like they kind of compare him to the actual story of Momotaro, where he's born from a peach and joins up with a dog, a pheasant, and a monkey to stop a demon. And so far we've got, I think there's something to it because we've already got the demon with Kaido, we got the monkey and the dog with Dogstorm and Luffy. The question for me now, my takeaway is like just who's the pheasant. Also, I don't think you saw the article yourself, but the actual post involved notices that Kaido's castle, you know how we see the shadows of it a few times?
Yeah.
It kind of looks a lot like the actual Oni as it's usually depicted in Japanese artwork.
Interesting. So obviously that's what they're going for. So we know that first it's gonna have the dog, but not the cat. So it's like, well, is the dog getting favoritism, or does it represent both of them?
Well, there's no actual cat in the fairy tale.
Oh, that sucks for Cat Viper.
Yep. But I said my question right now is who's going to be the pheasant? Like, is there going to be somebody for the Marco? Oh, of course. There we go. That's where Cat Viper comes in.
Oh yeah. Because we were thinking maybe like Huzan, the blue peasant, but
yeah,
because Marco is the bird.
Yeah, because like the admirals are literally named after these animals, and Kuzan is a wild card. That was our thought. But just while I was thinking about it, I was realizing like you mentioned Cat Viper, it must have been what made it click. He's off to get Marco.
Yep.
And
so that's
Phoenix.
those are the 3.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think there's something to that now. Now I really do think there is something to that. Should be interesting to see what we get right there. The second thing
Good writing.
Yeah, like and it's subtle enough that you don't catch it right away, or at least not unless you intimately familiar with it. But my second question, it's more of a chicken and egg kind of thing. Which do you think came first?
Chicken.
Well, let me get to the question. In this case, let's say, what do you think came first? Gamera 66, the real life evil organization, or Gamera 66, the comic strip characters?
I mean, by comic strip characters.
Like the characters from the comic strip Vito was talking about at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Like, did the comic strip get based on them, or did they base themselves on the comic strip? I mean, a lot of that's probably going to depend on just how long the comic strip's been around, but even in real life, we have comics that are stretching out back nearly a century.
I'm looking at the comics, you see. Let's see.
Also, on a similar note, when they saw the picture of like the hero Sora, he's wearing a Sengoku hat.
Oh, you're right. I think that maybe it's the other way around. Maybe.
Well, I saw a post somewhere that suggested maybe the Sengoku hat might be a deliberate thing on his part, like to actually like feed into the propaganda. Like they see the hat, they think of Sora, they think of the hero. But at the same time, it's still.
So do you think that I'm thinking that maybe they came first.
Like the real guys.
Yeah, I think so.
That does seem the logical one. I mean, I just remember like seeing the thing about the comics. I'm thinking like, okay, hang on a second. Like just because like that's where my brain works. I just kind of have these little random dots here and there. You know that by now.
Yeah.
But in any case, I don't know. It just struck me as an possibly interesting idea that we had this evil mob or assassin group or whatever, all based on secrecy and such, and they named themselves after the comic strip villains. I mean, it would be kind of like a weird little refuge and audacity kind of thing there, wouldn't it be? Like, if people said that they were actually being attacked by Gamera 66, what do you think other people would think about that? I don't know. It's like someone in real life putting on clown makeup and saying he's the Joker when he robs a bank.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like, and if so, like, am I right about that, or did they do it for a whole other reason? That's like a whole interesting thing on there.
We'll need some more information.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I would like to see if we do get more information about this comic, or maybe even like see excerpts from it. That'd be like, because it's such a small thing, but it's a fun little bit of world building on this too. Because you have this little thing that multiple characters have seen. Like, for example, I can easily imagine Nami having read this thing in the paper as a kid, because like she was raised by a Marine.
Oh, true.
And Zandu would probably be familiar with him as well, or even Usopp, because didn't they refer to him as a brave warrior of the sea?
Yeah. So basically, anyone who's not Luffy.
Yeah, like, or anybody who would pay attention to One Piece, their world's pop culture, which would not be Zoro.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Zoro not, but anyone like Nico Robin would, because she's an archaeologist. She would definitely know about history.
Yeah, and plus, like, she's the kind of person who gets information like this regularly, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Warrior of the... Yeah, that Vito calls him Warrior of the Sea. So, yeah, that's actually kind of a neat little thing. And in fact, another thing I noticed here, if you go back to page 5, you can see Store on the bottom there. The image on his cape, it's a combination of the Marine logo and the World Government logo.
Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, that's just a neat little thing that occurred to me right there. Like, when I first read the chapter, like, which came first? And we also have, but like I said, this was not an action-packed chapter or anything. This is kind of like a check-in A to B chapter in a lot of ways. Like, we kind of get, yeah. Like I said, the exposition, my blah 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 right there, does kind of give us some good information on that though. Like I said, I like the idea of the whole little. You know, the one thing about these whole little pop fantasy worlds is you don't really get a good look into their pop culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, for example, Naruto. What do the kids actually read or listen to on the radio or stuff like that? You don't really get that. They just focus on being ninjas.
I'm surprised they had radios at all.
Yeah, that tech goes a little bit back and forth on there, but yeah, still. And then we also had, like, what pretty much amounts to the confirmation of the whole Lola is Big Mom's daughter theory.
Yeah, I think that's what I got from this chapter, basically. Oh, and Nasaji's relatives.
Yeah, and do you think the woman we saw there is married to Gotti or some other member of Baze's crew?
Let me go back to when she first appeared.
All right, because I don't think it would be Baze himself, because she refers to him by the name that all of his crewmates refer to him as, father.
Let's see. 8. If you Gotti, so she yells at him. He's the son of the Innsbruck family. So much prescribed the Ice father in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and also look how drastically his mannerisms change, like the henpecked husband.
Wait, who is she referring to as father?
Capone.
Is she?
Well, that's what they all call Capone.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I thought that just to me, she's not married to Capone herself, but she might be. If Big Mom does this through marriage, she did it with some other member of the crew.
Yeah. But so yeah, probably. I mean, she's related to Lola, obviously.
Yeah, there's definitely too much of a resemblance to deny that.
So yeah, and of course her mom was a big pirate, obvious. So it's everything is pointing to Big Mom.
Yeah. Like I said, the question is how is that going to come into play, and that might be why we're seeing the Garima pirates intercept them rather than like a Big Mom pirate ship. Because one, you have Peckhams able to kind of run interference, but if they realize somehow that Nami knew Lola, that might make a big difference later on. Yes, like I said, and then we have Luffy doing the stupidest thing possible per usual. But did you have anything on this chapter you wanted to bring up, or anything that caught your eye?
No, that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, so got a couple of good points on here, but otherwise, like I said, it's not a. Aside from the exposition stuff, it's kind of an uneventful chapter. I mean, I like the exposition stuff personally, but that's me. But at that point, I guess that we can say that that's been our review of One Piece, chapter 825, the World Economic Times comic strip. Go ahead and take us away.
Bye.